So here we go. A roundup of all the companies that are in the world. Well, not all, the major ones. Unfortunately, New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom is the Thursday and Friday, which will obviously be alongside our Carnage and Rampage broadcast. So I won't know if Logan Paul performed in the Tokyo Dome, but what we can tell you is how NXT looks. And you can see there, not too many familiar names. So if I'm looking through that, I'd say Gail Stevenson in the DKC. Gabriel Regos we also have, so he's on an open deal to work there as well. I'm assuming this Andrade is not ours, and it's going to be somebody they have. Joel Andrade, okay. Lavagno we had, but he went there. LA Knight is still there. And Kaylee Ray. Apart from that, it is mostly, I think you get Hyan there. Possibly Jodie Fret, and then the rest of it is all generated wrestlers. So NXT, not in the greatest place in the world at the moment, but you never know. So just going to show you a few bank balances here. I want to cover CMLL before we do much more. So you can see there, A1 pretty good. AAA, 5.9 million in the bank. AEW is fine. We're obviously sorted. We're fine. We don't worry about that. AIW 4 million. All Japan 1.6. Assault League Wrestling. Barasa, Beyond Wrestling. Big Japan. Black Label Pro. All these are fine. CMLL. 9.3 million worth of debt. They've been in debt now for a few months, but no matter what happens, every time I try and buy them, they're not willing to be taken over. I'm intrigued to see how long they can stay in debt, especially quite heavy debt, which is getting worse and worse, and before I'll be able to take them over and basically take other titles. That's basically it. I want to be that guy. So that's the state of them. DDT pretty high there. Good money. Dragon Gate as well. Game Changer Wrestling, fine. GLEAT, it's 15 million. Impact are in debt, but they're a feeder company, so obviously they're going to lose their money. But you can see everybody else is really good money. 73 million New Japan. Noah's looking good. And then of course we go all the way. These companies are all perfectly fine. ROH has 12.3 million, so we're never going to take them over. And so that was the thing. We basically got them instead. We got Impact instead of ROH. Oh, World Pro Wrestling is 106k in debt. So they were formed only a few years ago. Can I buy them? Nope. 106k in debt, but they're not in a bad financial position. Okay, you keep telling yourself that game. And then WWE, as much as we've made them struggle, they're never going to go in debt. They're never going to be out of the way. 489 million is absolutely. It's why I don't wonder why they're not more aggressive, so they can be in a position where they can, get some of the wrestlers we've got, because we've effectively taken everybody that I'm personally a fan of going forward. So yeah, we can look of who's on their roster. Obviously, Roman Reigns is the main man. I kept him there because he's loyal, true born, so I felt like, no, we'll keep him. And he's 41. Then the likes of Bobby Lashley, Elias, Braun Strowman, Drake Maverick, Jordan Devlin, Joaquin Wilde, Taker at 61, back as an active wrestler, out of retirement. I may have asked him. Mr. McMahon, Triple H, Odyssey Jones, Omos, Sheamus, Booker T. Sheamus is going to leave. Then down to Joe Coffey, T-Bar, John Morrison, the Wee Man, Mansoor, Surav, Lana, Tennille Dashwood, and then you're even getting down to like Leon Ruffs, Tony Mudra, of course, being Duke Hudson, Amir Jordan, Wolfgang, Josh Briggs. We've absolutely cleaned them out. And if you go further down, Jinder Mahal, Conor Reeves, Shah Samuels, Jeet Rama, Ridge Holland. I think the only one out of all of them I'd maybe take would be Humberto Carrillo. But they've been absolutely decimated. Quite a lot of female wrestlers, but as I say, their main ones are here. So just a quick run through their champions. Omos has won the last Money in the Bank. Triple H won it, and John Cena. You're always going to get mad winners when they say I booking it. When they booked it in Pro Wrestling Sim, I was having like Reggie win the belt. So obviously it doesn't know who they are. It just goes by stats. Roman Reigns just keeps winning Royal Rumbles alongside John Cena. and 2 Money in the Banks for Alexa Bliss and the Mod, and then 1 for Tenille Dashwood. Royal Rumble, well, you've had to endure Zelina Vega, Carmella, and Eva Marie. We'll build up, we'll go with WWE. Odyssey Jones is your WWE champion, so they've managed to book in this save: Bobby Lashley, AJ, Sheamus, Roman, Randy, Braun, Roman, Omos, Undertaker in 2025. Wow. Bobby Lashley and Odyssey Jones. So no massive reign for Roman there, but we did have to endure probably a 59-year-old Undertaker as champ. 24/7 event is with Koana Reeves, you can see there. Jinder Mahal, Guru Raj, some just very, very mid people in there. Intercontinental Championship, we saw Amir Jordan take it from Dexter Lumis. You have Desmond Troy in there, Fabian Aichner, obviously now with us. Dominic Mysterio as well. Raw Tag Team is with Fia and Surav after they won it from Humberto Carrillo and Reggie. And before that, Ridge Holland and Harlem Bravado. The Raw Women's is with Aaliyah James. She won it from Tenille Dashwood to take her second belt. But you can see for the champions, we've raided WWE for their female talent. So you've been left with the likes of Abby Leif, Session, Moth Martina, Jessica Havoc, all with championship reigns. SmackDown Tag Championships are T-Bar and John Morrison, who won it from Omos and Roman Reigns. Okay. SmackDown Women's is with Serena Sandhu. She actually looks alright. Skill set's not too bad. 31 still room to improve, not the most over. But I think our women's division's better. Wolfgang is your US champion, won it for Joe Coffey. Women's tag teams with Caden Carter and Lacey Evans. Previously had Jenny Rose and Ariel Monroe. And the Universal for a second reign is Joaquin Wilde. So we've went in a mod from Roman Reigns, King Nakamura, vacant, Cena, Elias Cena, Bobby Lashley, second run for Elias, second run for Braun Strowman, vacant, Joaquin Wilde, and Drake Maverick. The last event, if we go to 2026, would have been TLC, and that was main evented with Roman Reigns and John Morrison defeating The Undertaker and Braun Strowman, with Wolfgang defeating Joe Coffey for the US title as the co-main event, and Jordan Devlin versus T-Bar. If we go to the last WrestleMania, which would have been WrestleMania Saturday here, it saw Bobby Lashley defeat Odyssey Jones and Jordan Devlin in a cage match for the WWE title. And this Sunday saw Drake Maverick defeat Roman Reigns to retain the WWE Universal Championship. Gotta love the AI. Can you even imagine that in your head? It's crazy. And between the two nights, they had 51,037, so 88,000, maybe 89 we add it all up, in attendance. In total, 8.2 million viewers, and we're getting like 34 million a show. So it just shows the difference, how we're just basically sandboxing our way through. So that was WWE. ROH, as I say, they're doing alright. They've got a lot of talents we have. They get two Briscoes, Killer Cross, Eddie Edwards, Danhausen, Jay Lethal, Cedric, Rich Swann, Kurt Angle, Caprice in Ultramantis Black in there, Rocky Romero. So they have a decent roster. It's not amazing, but they're financially fine. And yeah, we'll not be able to pinch them anytime soon. Wait, do I go NXT? We'll do it quickly. Just they're their champions. You can see there Wesley and Nash Carter. Well, that's never done it again in the Tag Team Classic. Gable Steveson is the champion for NXT. Scott Savage is a cruiserweight. Daniel Bryant, who also works for us, is the North American. Taylor McQueen and Joshua Shields are the tag team. Haya and the Hyena is the women's, after winning it from Angel Torres previously. Mi Yang, Kaylee Ray and Kazumi Mimasuya are your tag champs, and the same with the Dusty Rhodes women's. So effectively, it's a lot of generated wrestlers here, but they are, yeah, it just shows you the AI when they don't handle it. It's great. New Japan, obviously we've raided them, and everybody that was really good is obviously a bit old now, so like Sierra Okada, fight was 41, 39, close. Tanahashi, 50. Ibushi's 44, but there you go, number 4 man, Logan Paul. He's had quite a few matches in New Japan. He had an 87 rated matchup with Okada for the Never Openweight, but mostly been tag matches. His best singles match is... there's nothing too strong there, I wouldn't say, in terms of anything here. Ricochet maybe, the 86, in terms of he worked for us in singles matches, but just felt like it's funny and it'll be interesting to see how he does. Obviously just the one belt as the Evolve champion, and he's 30% on the way of becoming a Hall of Immortals inductee, which is crazy. But New Japan, 73 million in a good place. Is there anywhere else I wanted to quite look at? We'll go with Impact. As I say, it is our development, and get to them so they can have all the debt in the world. So we've got a few wrestlers that are our contracted talent, some that aren't. So my CEO is Tajiri, my booker Jimmy Jacobs. I don't think Jacob Fatu is call-upable, neither is Nick Aldis, but we could look at the likes of Josh Alexander, Santos Fantasma, A-Kid, etc. Raul Mendoza, a lot of people like that are all capable of coming up, but not Disco Inferno. Nobody likes them. They're champions. Knockouts champions Avery Taylor, one of our talents. Chelsea gave me 5 runs as Impact champion, but don't rule out those 2 runs that Anna J had for her development. That worked out well. Rena, down from us, and Debbie Walker are our champions for the Knockouts division, so they are both from us. World champion is Jacob Fatu, exclusive written. We could actually bring him to AEW, but it'll be in 6 months and 1 week's time. Look out for that in the summer. Aramis and Archangel Divino, I suppose that's pronounced different because, you know, the wee hyphen above the A. Both of them are development talents, so we'll see how they go. And we can look to bring them up down the line with Lee Johnson. It's your X Division champion, and quite a few good champions there. Lee Johnson, Alan Angels, Lee Moriarty. I booked the run of Ben Carter as champion, hence the 10 defences. So yeah, they've had a lot of good champions in the X Division. And their last major event was Final Resolution, and their main event saw Starks defeat Moose in a ladder match for the IWGP US Championship, so they were able to bring him in and bring the belt in because of that alliance loan, so that's quite cool to see there. But you can see the talents that we've got, and we've loaned them down, even the likes of the Show are down there. But yeah, they're in good hands, and quite like having a fairly popular company. It's medium sized as a development company. They're never ever going to get popular enough to be big, but I think medium's the highest they can go, and are very comfortably a medium sized company there. So it's good. If we go to Hall of Fame, not that Hall of Fame, no, we'll go to this Hall of Fame. We'll add this in at the last minute. We're not going to induct anybody, but that's what we've got so far. Ace and Christian Cage. I prefer to do it all out now, or double or nothing, judging when I put half of these people in. But anyway, Ace and Christian Cage. We'll get AJ Styles, Billy Gunn, Bret Hart, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Jericho, Christian Cage, Christopher Daniels, Dean Malenko, Edge, Kazarian, Jake Roberts. People that have had a good role in wrestling or in AEW, and The Save, Jerry Lynn, Jim Ross, Matt Hardy, Mick Foley, Mickey James, Minoru Suzuki, Rey Fenix, Rey Mysterio, Serena Deeb, Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin, the Hardys, Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone. So even people that have been, they've been with us at one point when we've put them in, apart from Bret Hart. Everybody else has at least been a contracted talent at one point or the other. People that can get in now, if we wanted, would be with 3 main event titles and 4 minor titles, as is Cash Wheeler. We've got the same for Dax Harwood, and the same for FTR with 4 title reigns. Walter with 3 main event titles and 17 headlines of pay-per-views. That's because that's how good a run it was for him. And that's the only people it would advise that can get at the moment. But happy with it, is if they happen to retire in the same, and that's made look to remove them. So we'll call it there. Thank you very much for watching. That was a roundup of some of the companies. You can see the AI does go kind of sketchy ways, but that's always going to be the way when it's just that working off of data. So it will be next week. We'll be back with AEW Beach Break, as you can see there. And if I can move this back around quickly, you'll see that our itinerary is going to be Beach Break, The Romance is Dead. So I'll have our women's pay-per-view with that. Or do we have it as the Stars Who Shine? So we've got a couple of events in February. We've got a free-for-all series. We'll maybe alter that to theme it to something. So we have 3 events in quite a quick succession, and then Revolution, Blood and Guts, and Double or Nothing. And then a very good summer. So hope you enjoyed what you saw. Lots to come. And hopefully, as I say, we can keep getting these storylines and good shows going forward. Like, interesting there, by the way. I've never had 100 Dynamite. 97 is my highest Dynamite, but at least top 10 are over that. Carnage is best to be an 88. Rampage is a 92. Let's try and top that in 2027. Take it easy. Check out the Grey Dog software forums even, or the Fantasy Figure subreddit. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.